Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grounded Roots Healing. I'm Jason. At least that's what my avatar is called. And I just got back from a breathwork and sound bath session, let's say. And as some of you might know, I don't know if we can see it, but it's actually in the glass. Don't think you can see it, but there's a full moon in Aries tonight. If it's not tonight, it was last night, but it's pretty damn full. And as many of you probably know, Aries is a fire sign. So that amplifies fiery emotions. And boy, did it today. So I'm a fire sign myself, Sagittarius. And this stuff is absolutely accurate as to your personality types based on these astrological charts. These fire signs. I have 7 fire signs in my birth chart. I am a fiery individual, but it's always directed towards justice. Or not always, but a lot of time my anger is towards injustice. So this morning I woke up. That's actually dang cold today. 5:43 on the clock. Not on the clock, but synchronistic on here. So I woke up this morning. Last night I couldn't sleep again. What's new? And every time there's a full moon, I can't sleep. But this one is huge. It's the Hunter moon. And like I said, it's in the fire sign. So it's causing a lot of explosive, volatile emotions directed in every aspect of my life. And this morning, it was immediate. So I didn't sleep very well. I finally got to bed around 5 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 5:55, of course. And woke up at about 11 o'clock. So not terrible amount of sleep. It's just so unrestful. And I was angry right away, right off the cuff. I was pissed. And I tried to do the things that I usually do before I get out of bed when something like this is happening. I could have tried a little harder, I guess, and it didn't do anything. So I got up and I was struggling. I was struggling to hold my groundedness and to see the whole point in this whole bloody game, which is not a game. I keep calling it that, but it's a movie. And the movie right now is an absolute shit show. In my life and a lot of other people's lives. I know it. At least people who are part of this group of us, who are a particular wave in this movie. What do I mean? Like a wave of awakening people. For those of you who don't know, this happens in stages. There's groups of people at a time that wake up. And our group right now is going through this. And a lot of us are. You know, each sign will go through a different issue when something like a full moon like this happens. Or an aurora borealis or whatever. It's going to trigger something in each one of us. And it'll all be different. Therefore, it's hard to see the pattern. But the pattern is you're going through something. That's it. If you can feel that, you're part of this group, very likely. If you're watching this video, you're absolutely are part of this group, because I only have 150 subscribers. So if you're watching these videos, you know, which very few people are, guess what? So I suspect this was resonating with you. Okay, so we went to sound bath this evening, and as Jillian always does, she did a description of what would happen when you do a sound bath and a breath work. And it brings up old energies, right? So I was witness to SA when I was a kid, and it was someone in my life who was supposed to be a father figure or more of a brotherly figure. And it was just a little bit older than me, not a whole generation older. And that person went on to perpetuate a lot of things in my life, and namely to try to turn me into what he is. And he was unsuccessful in some of it. So the witnessing of that event, and you know, it's no different. You're part of it, you know. Was traumatic, and it caused a lot of issues, and I ended up having depression from the age of 7. I had passive suicidal ideation, and I was an alcoholic. I used marijuana. I haven't slept in 40 years. Yada, 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 yada. This whole thing goes on and on and on. Essentially every problem that I've ever had in my life, you know, I've made my own problems too, but, you know, if I hadn't had any of this happen to me, I don't think I would have been an alcoholic, because I don't have any desire to drink now, you know, and I drank for fucking ever. So where am I going with this? I got kind of lost. Yeah, so this person I've been healing the trauma from this person, and every incident that this person caused in my life since I awoke. And it's gone through different phases. One phase, like, you have cognitive dissonance where you can't see patterns in your life, not in your life, but more in what that person was doing. Behavior that seems obvious now was, you know, more devious than you could imagine. So initially I thought, no, this is only a one-time thing. Okay, no, that wasn't true. So then I cut this person out of my life. Then I realized that this is a pattern of abuse that's been going on in that community for generations. So how do you blame someone for that? Okay, I forgave him, opened communication again, and then I start to see the manipulative behavior again, and in different ways, and realize that this person is not helpable, not healable. They've gone too far. They're probably a narcissist and a sociopath, in my opinion. I can't prove it, but they are as devious as anyone I've met. And it just keeps coming up. So this cognitive dissonance of not being able to see the patterns of the behavior of these people happens because if you knew how bad they were all at once, your brain would explode and you might not make it. So your brain doesn't allow you to see the devious things that these people have been up to. And I've had to heal this again. So now I'm trying to forgive these people in my life. He's not the only person that's hurt me from that particular family, but he's been the worst. And tonight during the sound bath, up comes another way to look at all this stuff. And a lot of anger around it. So I know from my higher self that this is a play, and that he wrote this story, and it intertwines with my story and a lot of other people's stories. So how do you blame anyone? You have to forgive everyone. It absolves you of everything. We agreed to this before we came here, to go through and experience these things, which I have no bloody idea why we would do that at this point. But irregardless, we did. This is my position, and I will not change it. I know this is the truth. But my body-mind complex, the avatar, it has a mind of its own. This is the monkey mind. And it went through that experience at the same time. So it's fine for me, my consciousness, and my higher self to forgive this person. But the anger that this body-mind complex is experiencing came up. And it was based around a different way of looking at this person. And he is a pedo, without a doubt. I started seeing other relationships that he had formed while we were still friends when I was a younger man, a teenager even, and into my early adulthood, before I figured out what he... It's complicated, but I had kind of, I blocked out the memories of it. And then it reoccurred when someone told me about what they had remembered. So then I cut ties completely. Okay, so all of this, I had blocked out memories of him befriending other little girls in the neighborhood. And tonight, I just got really mad about that. My body did. My body-mind did. My consciousness is struggling to even forgive this person, but I know that's the truth. But should be in jail. And my body-mind complex wants him in jail. It wants more than that, but it wants him in jail. It's really angry about what happened to him and everyone that he cared about in his life that was hurt by this person. And he wants justice. That's where all my anger is always directed. Injustice. I've nearly gotten myself killed fighting bullies that were way bigger than me because they were picking on a kid that was smaller than me, and I would always step in. I got beat up so much. Humiliated, because I was a little bigger than that kid, but I wasn't even close to as strong as the bully. And this injustice thing, it just never dies. So where's the justice? Why is this person still walking the street? I thought karma was real. It's at least part of this level of the game. Karma is real. So I have to trust that it's coming for this individual. And you don't know the whole story. So this person may be suffering way more not in jail than he would be in. And my higher self knows that forgiveness is the only answer anyway. But that's where I am tonight. It's looking at this fucking situation from another angle. Once again. The injustice of this person still being allowed to walk around when he shouldn't. So I'm processing that. That just came up. Like, it just pops into your head while you're doing these sound baths and a breath work, especially. The sound bath, I was seeing like an aurora borealis as my chakra colors inside my head, but with I was still formulating ideas. Things were still popping in. And then at the end, she asked us to open our heart chakras, or at least focus on it and see what it needed. And that it immediately all just popped up, and I started, crying again. And then I get angry again, because that's the theme of this moon. that there's just, I have to spend any more time on this garbage. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't. I just want it to be healed and then never think about this ever again. And there's always another way to look at this. So you get a little frustrated. You know, I've started looking at this like when I open my eyes in the morning, it's like, okay, I'm back in this vessel again. All right, let's do this. And holding that is the key. Still very difficult. Even more difficult right now. I know this is going to pass. It is. The whole point of this is to heal this stuff. And there can only be so many ways to look at something. So eventually, I'll have looked at every angle and healed it. And eventually, I won't have to look at this anymore. But tonight, still looking at it. Oh well. Yeah. I think that's where I'll leave it. It's, you know, we did good today. Amanda was with me, as she always is. And, you know, she had some big breakthroughs too. And then she helped me talk this stuff through. And then I just went off to process this. And this is probably the best way I've found to do it, is to just talk it out in a video form. Just, it's addressing every angle and then letting it go. So you're watching me do this, let's say, processing of energies when you watch me do these videos. It's not that I want someone to tell me, oh, it's going to be okay, or any of that stuff. I know that. It's that you have to address these topics and issues from every angle, and the best way to do it is to just talk about it. So when I'm done this video, I'm done with this, I guess. So I'll leave it there. Like I always say, I hope this video finds you well. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.